All right, our country has seen a record number of illegal border crossings under President Biden's watch. We all are keenly aware of that. And we are putting together a petition that will be going to House leadership, urging them to use all the leverage they possibly have to help stop the flow of illegal immigrants, drugs, human trafficking, and all that's coming across our nation's southern border. And we're asking you to join us and sign a petition. There's a couple of options for you to do so. First of all, you can go to a website, frcaction.org/border, frcaction.org/border, or you can simply text the word border to 67742. Please join us with this, and we will be delivering those petitions, hopefully with tons of your signatures. So thank you in advance for helping us out. All right, we have a Christian family in Indiana that has appealed to the Supreme Court after a state court allowed the Indiana officials to remove their child from their home due to the child's desire to identify as a different gender. According to court documents, in 2019, the son of Jeremy and Mary Cox, who happen to be a faithful Catholic couple, their son told them that he identifies as a girl. Well, the parents recognized their son was suffering from some underlying mental health concerns, and they scheduled some appointments to get help and to provide the support that he needed. Well, 2 years later, Indiana state officials investigated the couple and eventually removed their son from their home, not because they did not refer to him with pronouns or a name that was inconsistent with its biology. Folks, listen to this. Their child was removed because the parents refused to use improper pronouns, and the child was taken. Well, now the lower courts have rejected the Cox's appeal, and so the question is, what's next? If the Supreme Court does not take this case, what will this mean for families all across the country? Joining me now to discuss this is Joe Davis. He's legal counsel at Becket, which is the group representing the parents in this case. Joe, welcome to Washington Watch. So thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, listen, I gave kind of a broad overview, if you will, of Jeremy and Mary Cox and the legal situation they find themselves in. Can you fill us in on any details that I'm missing?
Yeah, no, I think you offered a great summary. I mean, this is really one of the most chilling incursions on religious liberty and parental rights that one can really imagine in this country. So, as you said, a few years ago, the state of Indiana launched an investigation into Mary and Jeremy Cox. Why did it do that? It's because they, informed by their religious beliefs, they declined to call their son by pronouns and a name that were different from his biological sex. The state then took the child away, removed him from his loving parents' home, and imposed a gag order on the parents, preventing them, in their visitation hours with their own child, from discussing their religious beliefs about sex and gender. And this is really an extreme, egregious violation of their rights as parents and as Americans. And so Mary and Jeremy are now asking the Supreme Court to step in and protect them and protect other parents from losing custody over their children because of their religious beliefs.
And hopefully that will happen. Now, has the state or anyone else found any kind of abuse associated with the Coxes towards their son, or is this solely just on the reality that they use the wrong pronouns?
They have not. And not only have they not found abuse, they actually, after investigating Mary and Jeremy, they unsubstantiated, that's the legal term, unsubstantiated the allegations of abuse and neglect that had originally been brought. So this really is about this disagreement over gender identity and the right way to approach that. The state simply does not agree with Mary and Jeremy Cox's religious beliefs on this issue, and that's really a chilling signal.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Joe. So is it fair to say that the state considers the refusal to use pronouns as abuse? I mean, there's got to be a reason. You don't just come in and take a child away without a reason. I mean, there's got to be abuse. There's got to be something involved. Does the state consider pronoun use or the refusal thereof to be abusive?
Well, what they said was that the son had to be put in a home where he would be accepted for who she is how the state put it. Mary and Jeremy's son was struggling with some mental health issues and eating disorder. They were ready and willing, like any loving parent would be, to help him get better. What they were not willing to do was affirm his identifying as a girl, and that was ultimately the problem for the state here.
Well, yeah, I think this is alarming on so many fronts. Just horrifying. Alarming is not even the right word. But the fact that it's happening in a red state like Indiana is just, again, disturbing in every way. And the potential precedent that could be established by this case is enormous. In about a minute that we have left here, lay out the potential scenarios of the precedent that this could establish.
Sure, it would be a very alarming precedent, as you said. I mean, right now, if the Supreme Court allows it to happen here, it's sure to multiply in other states. I mean, if it can happen in Indiana, it can happen anywhere. And in fact, there are other states that right now are passing laws or have laws on the books that encourage children who identify as another gender to come to the state if they're not able to get gender affirming care at home, to use the language that these states would use. So this is an important issue. It's only becoming more important as every day passes, and it's really critical that the court steps in.
Well, Joe Davis, I cannot say thank you enough, and all of you at Becket, for stepping up and for defending this family. Because in so doing, it's not just this family; it's families all across our country that you're defending. And the right, it's a religious liberty case. I mean, parental rights case. There's so much wrapped up in all of this, and we deeply appreciate it. We're going to be keeping a pulse on it. I'm sure we'll be talking with you more as this goes along. Joe Davis, thank you so much for joining us on Washington Watch.